this. He was just trying to keep his name out there every single day and every single week. And eventually this is just going to catch up with you. Obviously now, after a lot of stuff of the scene, I don't really know how I feel about Evo. I can't really see how he develops like his career from here. I'm unsure what the vision is going to be moving forward, and if he will maintain being a social media influencer, or if he will, you know, I don't know, just go back to, you know, having another job. But if you think this was a wild story for a TikToker to have, you haven't seen anything yet. So next on the list, we have Chelsea Leon. For anybody that doesn't know who this woman is, I'm going to apologise in advance for showing you. I think she's possibly the most notorious UK TikToker that I know, just because of her behaviour, which you're going to witness later on. But her behaviour has also made her one of the most well-known UK TikTokers. Like, she's been famous since the app started. She first rose to fame through having a lot of her different phrases that she would often just shout in public. One of them was booyaka, one of them was roots, and the other one was just shouting nostrils. I don't really know what the correlation is between these three, but the fact I know that off the top of my head is pretty insane. Shows how iconic she is. Just saying. Now her whole personality and brand revolves around not caring what people think, kind of being a boisterous self, and being a little bit like a diva, I'd say, if that's the right way to describe her. Also, one wild thing that I found out when I was researching for this video is she's not actually called Chelsea Leon. I'm not going to tell you what her actual name is because I don't know if she wants that out there, even though it is pretty much public image if you search for it. But I thought Chelsea would be her name, but it's not. I was getting the fuck. I felt like I've been fed a lie the entire life. You wait till you find out that I'm not actually called Cam, right? It's Cameron. Not as shocking, but you know, it's just gonna laugh down that one. For people that have never seen this woman before, let's have a look at a couple of our original videos that kind of, you know, got her a little bit of fame.
Don't wanna go around, don't wanna say nothing! I'm not in the mood. I need to move this.
Whenever I see this person, I always think she's like internal thoughts as a person. You know, like all of the thoughts you have internally, she just says them. Like she doesn't have any internal thoughts. In her mind, she just speaks out loud. She doesn't have an indoor voice, this woman.
I see how it is! Look at me now! Got saved by a Muslim from the end. Roots started. Not one of my own people was there for me to get me, not only to me up.
Like every single time I see her, she's always so angry. She's always just so intense. This woman has so much energy. If she could just harness it in the right way, it'd be unstoppable. She needs to put it into chess or something. Something that can help her focus it in like a direction. Magnus Carlsen, watch your back, fella. She did also have a lot of funny clips as well. You can tell this person is very quick-witted.
Oh, no, kind of maybe took my leg off, sweetheart. Jesus Christ, you got in there.
The fact you just said that with a straight face, I mean, he probably was breaking up there a bit there. He was going very quick for a part. You know, if he did bump into her, I'm just saying she might have had to have a quick visit to A&E. Now, like we see this before, when TikTokers do rise in fame, they often get a little bit more obnoxious, and their true personality comes out a lot more. And you can see with Chelsea, she would often get like more angry and just like be really kind of volatile in public a lot of the time. And especially in live streams, when she would often like live stream 24/7 alongside people like Elphaba. We need to include her in this series as well one day. But Chelsea would come out with some of the most outrageous things on her live.
What do you know about being in love with a refugee that came to the country underneath on the line?
I mean, now you're asking. I don't know a lot actually. You know, you've got us there to be fair. I don't know anything about that actually, Chelsea. Well, that's a new perspective. Learn a new thing every day. No, I've never considered what that would be like, Chelsea. Honestly, I must have missed that scene in Love Actually.
Broken up, it break you in two, you. Let me with a Kit Kat. Yeah, let's see how fat you are. I'm ready. Keep talking. Yeah, man. Let's keep talking.
This woman does terrify me. Can't lie, like she genuinely does. Like I think I've only made one video on her previously, and I've mentioned this in a video before, but I've been on 2 summer holidays with Chloe, and on both of those 2 summer holidays, I have been at those holidays at the same time as Chelsea Leon, and I've seen her twice. Like I've had to avoid her twice. I remember walking to the beach on a singular path and seeing Chelsea Leon come the other way, and I went, I'll go the other way. Like genuinely, like that actually happened. I don't know how. I don't know if Chelsea Leon is just always on holiday in the Canary Islands. But I went to Gran Canaria, she was there. I went to Tenerife, and she was there. Right in the middle of Las Americas. I don't know how. Honestly, I thought she was following me. As you can tell, like as she was rising to fame, she was letting the internal thoughts win. once she reached this level, a lot of videos would surface. It would be really rude to people in public. Like, she wasn't just being obnoxious and funny, like, it actually was having a detrimental effect on people in their everyday lives, especially when they were at work. I just know, like, Chelsea is like that type of person that when I was getting the bus or the metro home from school, they would be on the platform or at the stop, and I'd just not make eye contact with them. Like, they'd be shouting and screaming, and it would only be me and them, and I would be like, okay, if I just stare at the road, stay very still with my headphones in, maybe, just maybe, they might not see me. I've got eye contact. He's coming over. No, that used to happen too many times. I feel like I just attract them, honestly.
I'll come behind that. Listen, I'll take over. It's nothing like we'll get Michael Holland here and Tam on the sign. What you gonna do?
Like, it's very clear she's acting up for the camera here. Like, I'm not going to diagnose someone or whatever. I'm very clear that Chelsea obviously struggles to kind of stop herself doing things. It's kind of sad to see if it is like this is something like a mental health thing, but obviously I struggle with mental health, and I know every single mental health, thing is different, but it's no excuse to be really rude to people and be horrible and try and fight people, like, especially people like you don't know, just going into a pub, someone's just behind the bar trying to do their job. There's no one even in this pub. I honestly think Chelsea could start a fight in a room where she's the only one in it.
Where's the manager? Alright, that food was not even hot. It was lukewarm. And the salad tastes like vinegar. It's the worst Lebanese salad I've ever had. Not good. So, well, I thought that you.
It's just the constant, like, oh, I'll just place the camera up, and then, like, I'll just, like, be rude to this person and just keep looking at the camera, just making sure I'm still recording. That doesn't sit well with us. It's not like a genuine, constructive criticism. Like I said before, but even if I didn't like the food, I just wouldn't let them know. I'd just be like, yeah, I'm not going back there. It's hard to really see that she really means this when she's setting the camera up, but it's clearly just for content because she knows it does well.
You come and approach me, it means as though I had a. I used to be a chef. I used to work for Marco POI. I'm one of the best cooks. I make better food than any of these restaurants. Yeah. So I know what I'm talking about. Customer service.
The fact she's doing all of this and like these kind of stories, but not that it would make it any better if they did do well, but she's doing this to rage people. People aren't even raged by. Like, people aren't buying the bait, and like you can see the likes here. People aren't. It's not working. So you're just being rude to people, and you're not even getting anything out of it that you think you want. I think the scariest thing about Chelsea's like rise and fall of fame is definitely the way that she talks to people, because like we mentioned, she sets the camera up, but even when she's not setting the camera up, people have filmed her being rude, so she doesn't even know she's being rude, and she's acting this way, which is even more scarier. She's just name dropped herself and said, if you don't like whatever, man, I'm gonna put it like that. I'm Chelsea, I'm just gonna post her everywhere. Do it, like, literally just do it. I don't care. Like, do not care. Just trying to do the job. Just trying to make it straight. Just stop procrastinating. She would then get a lot of attention to her home from the police and the council.
What do you mean? I don't know.
Someone literally went, no one cares now. Is that what he said? It should actually be different because you're famous, so that basically says you count fame over everything, you value fame over anything. So why should that even treat you any different? Because clearly your morals are in the wrong place. You think people should be treated better because they have followers. That's basically what you're saying here.
What do you mean? I don't go to the city council, sweetheart. I don't pay. Everyone comes with attitude. How does not a brother come with attitude like that? They're not even listening to me. I swear. Record everyone. Record this. Right, I've got 4,000 people listening.
Look at it, man. He's like, this job's already a bit shady, and this just... Like, I guarantee this guy comes to quit after, doing this, and he's like, not really worth it anymore. I've been looking for a reason, and I think it's that reason to quit. Now, you're probably wondering what Chelsea the artist would be up to, like, literally, like, a really up-to-date update. We actually did start a GoFundMe, where she said, help me relaunch and launch my dream business, where she raised £2,600. I'm unsure if she did actually use this money to launch a business, business. I haven't seen anything. She possibly did, but I can't find it. I don't really know what business she did want to launch. I did read through the entire thing. She did do an update on the GoFundMe and said all the money is now being used for the fresh start of the Chelsea Beyond brand. You know, it's very big, but I guess, you know, she did use it for a business. One thing that is sad is she did apparently lose a council flat, and I know she really did like that flat. Like, she spent so much time in that flat. You could tell that flat was a little bit of safe space for her. I think she did cause a lot of mayhem in it. Like, you know, if you were a neighbour of her, you probably weren't our biggest fan. But that is always really sad when someone loses their home. Like, you know, that's just, no matter who they are, when you lose your home, it's just the worst thing. Like, when you come, when it's taken off, you have been in that situation before where you basically get kicked out, and it's like you don't have a decision in it. It's like really stressful. So honestly, like, I can't imagine what that was like for her. And ever since then, she's been doing on TikTok Live, basically just begging for gifts and money and trying to rise in the rankings of TikTok. I don't really understand the rankings of TikTok, but apparently if you higher up in the rankings, you get more money. I don't really understand how it works, and I don't think I ever will. But one thing I do find funny is when she's been on live for a little while and people have stopped giving gifts, she just ends the live. And it just makes me wonder, like, who are the people donating to this person? Because very clear, that's all she's asked about. She's not asked about our viewers, really. It's just money. And I think people have finally kind of, you know, stopped finding her videos that funny. Because if you look at her profile now, the views aren't definitely not what they used to be. Like, this woman used to put in like millions of views. Like, she gets like, you know, like 10, 20,000 per video, which is still a lot of views, you know. I'm not saying this to be true. I'm not just saying this to be like massive in terms of numbers, like an absolute powerhouse on TikTok. And I think it's a very similar case to before. When rage baited so much, like, there's only so long it lasts for. It's not a long-term strategy. And if this is one thing, when any person that wants to be a content creator, that's one thing. You are a content creator, or you know, you have, you know, ambitions to do whatever in this kind of space, always better to do it. Always actually building an audience who are there. And it takes a hell of a lot longer. It's worth it in the long